Hi, everyone. This is Ray Halstead. I'm here with Andrew McMillan. We are with REH CPA. We are a CPA firm in Mooresville, North Carolina, where we help small business owners with bookkeeping, payroll, tax preparation. We also provide advisory services to our small business owners. Andrew, one of the questions that we get from our small business owners and are actually kind of skittish about is what to do if my business is audited. Do you have any words of wisdom for these folks?
Yeah, so that's the dreaded letter that you get in the mail is that you're under federal audit. So the first thing to do is just to not panic. These things are routine, that they happen. So just the first thing to do is don't get too worried about it. But what I do recommend is reaching out to a CPA, because as CPAs, we understand the process. We know what the IRS is expecting from you as the taxpayer and what they need. So I do highly recommend getting with a CPA who can go to the meeting for you. Sometimes they're done electronically through email, but can help manage the process from start to finish to make sure that it runs smoothly. So one of the first things, again, other than getting the CPA is you're going to get a letter in the mail that it's really just an information request. So the audit, usually they pick a couple line items on the tax return that they want to dig into further, just to make sure that deduction or income item is accurate. So you want to start gathering that information together. And again, as a CPA, I can help you with that. I can tell you what exactly you need to do for documentation and get those, to make sure you have everything tidy and neat for the audit when it happens. Because the last thing you want to do is show up to the audit with a shoebox full of receipts. Right. That's not going to end well for you at all. So you want to be prepared. You want to have your ducks in a row, if you will. And that's really key to helping the audit go through smoothly.
Yeah. And everybody assumes that an audit is something where, an agent comes and goes through your books, things like that. A lot of times it's just a correspondence audit.
It is.
A lot of times they're just wanting to say, hey, we saw this weird thing on your return and we just need some more information. A lot of times those things are cleaned up pretty quickly with just a letter with some explanation on what the items are. And then you have what you were kind of going through, which is the desk audit, where they're actually wanting to sit down and go through it with you. But those are, these agents, everybody's always kind of freaked out about it, but they're all normal people. It's been my experience over the years that these are all people just like you and I. They have a job to do. And if you treat them with respect and you bring your work to them organized and make their job easier, they're going to make your life easier.
Yeah, you just got to work together with them to help you get to that end goal, to get through the process. So the audit's not going to go away. Don't ignore the letter. Don't respond.
Don't ignore.
The last thing you want to do is just not respond.
Yeah, because if you ignore, they make their number, whatever they want.
Yeah,
they just remove it.
Exactly.
They just remove it.
And that never ends well.
Yeah, no, it doesn't. So, sometimes we see the audits. When we look at tax returns, we obviously see things that flag us, like, yep, you're going to get audited. So what are some things you would see on a tax return that would flag you to be like, hey, man, we got to look at this number?
Yeah, I prepare and review a lot of tax returns, obviously.
Right.
And some of the biggest things that I always like to scrutinize is high meals and entertainment deductions. You're obviously allowed to those deductions. You're entitled to them, but they can't be excessive. You have to be able to justify those expenses. So high meals and entertainment deductions, not reporting all of your income. If you're dealing in cash, or a lot of small business owners, they get 1099 income. Right. So you want to make sure that you're reporting all of that 1099 income on your tax return.
Right.
Large fluctuations in deductions. If you have a cost of goods sold line item, in 1 year it's $100,000 and the next year it's $900,000. You want to make sure there's a reason for that.
You want to make sure the percentages all kind of make sense as well, right?
Exactly.
Because it will.
And whenever I'm reviewing returns, that's the first thing I'm looking at is year over year comparisons.
Year over year
I'm looking at trends.
Right.
I'm making sure there's nothing that sticks out to me, because I'm your first look. I want to be there. I'm trying to give a once over on this tax return to more or less audit proof this return if it ever is called into question.
It always, a huge trigger for me is whenever I see mileage, right? Whenever people try to take mileage deductions.
Yeah.
It's always whenever they tell me, like, how many business miles did you have? And they put down 10,000. Look, man.
Yeah. No,
look. The IRS knows when you put down a flat number like 10,000, they know you just made up a number.
Exactly. We laugh about it, but if you put $300 down, $6,000 down, $10,000,
which it's got to be the accurate number. I tell you, I want the real number, but for mileage, more than likely you didn't land right on 10,000. And not to mention for mileage, that is a huge audit trigger, right? Because the IRS knows where people have the ability to make some certain assumptions, right? And they know that mileage is one of those areas. So make sure you have your logbook. Make sure you have your calendar. And I tell you, if you go under audit, not only will you need the logbook, but you're going to need receipts like from when you got your oil change or when you got your inspection that has the odometer readings on it, so they can match that up to the logbook.
Yep.
And they're also going to look, if you say I traveled to Atlanta, they're going to want to see a bank statement where you got gas in Atlanta. Yeah. So, the IRS is not dumb. They've been down this road before. They've had many people try to get over on them, so they know the ways to try to verify some of these numbers.
Yeah. Again, like you said, the IRS knows. They see this all the time.
Right.
So, you just want to make sure that you can justify things on this return.
So, again, just to reiterate what Andrew said, if you get a letter from the IRS, whether it's a correspondence audit or a desk audit, the first thing you want to do is contact your CPA. Here at REH, we're here to help all of our clients. We're here to help you as well. So if you get one of these letters, feel free to call us. We'll sit down and take a look at it, give you our assessment, and kind of guide you through that process. So, like I said, this is Ray Halstead. I'm here with Andrew McMillan with REH CPA. We appreciate you listening in, and we hope to hear from you soon. Hopefully not about an audit, though.
Thanks.